Why do people cheat on their partners, even when they're in a seemingly happy relationship? A question that has been a source of intrigue and bewilderment for as long as the concept of monogamy has existed. It's a conundrum that has been a subject of countless debates, discussions, and deliberations, sparking curiosity and instigating numerous studies. This query, seemingly simple on the surface, pushes us to confront the intricacies of human nature and the enigmatic complexities of our emotions. In our quest to comprehend, we find ourselves tangled in countless theories, each offering different perspectives. Some propose that the act of infidelity is driven by discontentment in the relationship. Others suggest it may be the thrill of the new, the excitement of the forbidden. Yet some theories argue that infidelity is a manifestation of a person's inherent dissatisfaction with themselves, an external projection of the internal tumult. It's important to note, infidelity isn't exclusively a physical act. It also encompasses emotional betrayals, where one partner seeks emotional connections outside their relationship. Cheating often goes unnoticed or unacknowledged, yet it can be equally devastating, if not more so. Before we delve deeper, let's debunk a common misconception. Infidelity is not merely the product of unhappy relationships. Surprisingly, even seemingly blissful relationships can be marred by unfaithfulness. But why does this happen? Why would someone jeopardize a seemingly perfect partnership for a fleeting moment of pleasure or an uncertain emotional connection? Diverse reasons have been proposed to justify this paradox. Some suggest that it's the desire for novelty, the need for a new experience that the current relationship fails to provide. Some argue that it's the fear of commitment, the terror of being tied down forever. Yet others suggest it's the allure of the illicit, the magnetic pull of the forbidden. However, none of these reasons fully explain why people cheat. They merely scratch the surface of the deep sea of human emotions and motivations. In truth, the reasons behind cheating are as varied and complex as human beings themselves. They are a product of a multitude of factors, intricately interwoven, often conflicting, always unique. The psychology of why people cheat is multifaceted. It intertwines elements of biology, personality traits, societal norms, and personal experiences. It's a delicate balance of nature and nurture, needs and desires, love and lust. We also need the societal and cultural factors that shape our attitudes towards infidelity. The societal norms and expectations, the cultural interpretations of love, loyalty, and betrayal, all contribute to how we perceive and respond to infidelity. For instance, in societies where polygamy is accepted, infidelity may not be viewed in the same light as in monogamous societies. Moreover, personal experiences play a crucial role in shaping our attitudes towards cheating. Past experiences of betrayal, either personal or observed, can significantly influence one's propensity to cheat or their reactions to infidelity. In conclusion, infidelity is an intricate web of causes and effects, a complex labyrinth of human emotions and motivations. It's not a simple equation of cause and effect, rather a multifaceted jigsaw puzzle that requires us to understand the human mind's depth and complexity. Let's dive into the psychology behind infidelity to gain a better understanding. Infidelity is not a simple matter. It's a complex web of emotions, circumstances, and psychology. Opening the discussion, we will indulge in this labyrinthine topic that is far from being black and white. Infidelity, a concept that has been the subject of countless debates, books, films, and dramas, isn't merely about stepping outside the boundaries of a relationship. It is far more elaborate and intricately interwoven into the fabric of human behavior and relationships. The surface understanding of infidelity is the act of being unfaithful in a committed relationship. But scratching beneath the surface, you'll find that it is an interplay of a myriad of factors that create an environment ripe for betrayal. It's a kaleidoscope of variables where each turn introduces a new pattern, a new configuration, a new nuance. Infidelity isn't a singular homogeneous act. It is not a one-size-fits-all concept. Each incident of infidelity has its unique flavors, colors, and textures. Physical infidelity is the most recognized form, the one that is most often portrayed in the media and literature. This type of betrayal involves engaging in sexual activity with someone other than one's partner. It's a breach of trust, a breaking of a sacred bond. It's a raw, visceral form of betrayal that often leaves a trail of destruction in its wake. Yet infidelity isn't confined to the physical realm. Emotional infidelity is a less visible but equally devastating form of unfaithfulness. It's characterized by forming an emotional bond with someone outside of the relationship. This can involve sharing intimate thoughts, feelings, and dreams with someone other than the partner. It's an intellectual and emotional affair, a betrayal of the heart and mind. The landscape of infidelity doesn't stop there. There's a combination of the two, where one might have both an emotional and physical connection with someone else. And these are just examples. Cyber infidelity, where one engages in virtual affairs, is a relatively recent addition to the infidelity panorama, thanks to the proliferation of the internet and social media. Financial infidelity, where one deceives their partner about financial matters, is another complex form of infidelity that further complicates the picture. The landscape of infidelity is far more intricate than it might initially appear, shaped by factors both internal and external, and demonstrating the multifaceted nature of human behavior and relationships. But why does infidelity occur in the first place? There's no single definitive answer. Some people cheat out of dissatisfaction with their current relationship, believing that the grass is greener on the other side. Others might do so because of personal insecurities or a desire for novelty and excitement. There's an element of escapism, a craving for a life less ordinary that drives some people to infidelity. Societal factors also come into play. Shifting norms and values, the influence of popular culture, and the loosening of societal constraints can significantly influence infidelity behavior. In a world where monogamy is often considered the norm, infidelity might be seen by some as an act of rebellion, a breaking away from societal expectations. Understanding infidelity is not about justifying it or making excuses for those who stray. It's not about vilifying those who cheat or sympathizing with those who have been cheated upon. It's about recognizing the complexity of this issue and acknowledging the myriad psychological, sociological, and cultural factors at play. It's about understanding that infidelity is often symptomatic of deeper issues. It could be a reflection of dissatisfaction, insecurity, a need for validation, or a desire for novelty. It could be indicative of issues in the relationship or issues within the individual. It's complex, it's multifaceted, and it's deeply rooted in the human psyche. Understanding the reasons behind infidelity requires us to delve deeper into human psychology. As we continue this journey, let's keep an open mind and strive for understanding rather than judgment. Let's strive to understand the why behind the what. Let's strive to understand not just the act of infidelity, but also the forces that drive it. After all, the human mind is a labyrinth, and infidelity is just one of its many intricate corridors. What drives a person to be unfaithful? The reasons are as varied as the individuals involved. This question has likely crossed your mind at some point, and today we'll dive into the psychological theories that try to unravel the complex web of infidelity. Infidelity is not a one-size-fits-all issue. It's a complex interplay of various personal, relational, and situational factors. However, from a psychological perspective, certain themes consistently arise. One of these is dissatisfaction. It's a commonly held assumption that people cheat because they're unhappy or unsatisfied in their relationship. But it's not just the lack of satisfaction in a relationship that drives someone to infidelity. The dissatisfaction can also stem from within, a feeling of discontentment with oneself or one's life. Now let's consider the desire for variety. Evolutionary psychologists suggest that humans are not naturally monogamous. Our ancestors, much like many other animal species, were polygamous. We're hardwired to seek variety, to ensure the survival of our genes. This desire for variety can manifest in seeking novelty in sexual or emotional relationships. Then we have the lack of love. Sounds cliché, doesn't it? But it's a significant factor. When emotional intimacy fades, people may look for that connection elsewhere. They may feel like they're no longer in love with their partner, or that their partner no longer loves them. And this feeling of emptiness can lead to seeking comfort in the arms of another. Low commitment is another factor. Some individuals value their independence more than the stability of a relationship. They may enjoy the thrill of new encounters, the excitement of the unknown, more than the comfort and predictability of a committed relationship. This low commitment to the relationship can make it easier for them to justify their infidelity. But it's not just individual factors that play a role. Social and cultural influences also weigh in. In societies where infidelity is tolerated or even encouraged, individuals may be more likely to be unfaithful. Similarly, in cultures where masculinity is associated with sexual conquests, men might be more inclined to cheat. It's also important to remember that not all infidelity is physical. Emotional infidelity, where individuals form deep emotional connections with someone other than their partner, is also a form of cheating. This type of infidelity can be just as damaging, if not more so, than physical infidelity. It's the betrayal of trust, the breaking of a promise that causes the most pain. So is infidelity always a conscious choice? Not necessarily. Some psychologists argue that infidelity can be an unconscious act, a way of self-sabotage. It can be a cry for help, a way of drawing attention to unresolved issues within oneself or the relationship. In summary, infidelity is a complex issue that involves a myriad of factors. It's not just about the act itself, but about the underlying issues that lead to it. It's about dissatisfaction, the desire for variety, the lack of love, low commitment, and societal influences. It's about personal struggles and relational dynamics. It's about the conscious and unconscious choices we make. And it's about the pain and betrayal that follows. These factors, in combination or alone, can lead to infidelity. Understanding the psychology behind infidelity is not about justifying or excusing the behavior. It's about gaining a deeper understanding of why it happens, to better tackle the issue at its roots. It's about fostering healthier relationships based on trust, communication, and mutual respect. It's about healing and growth. It's about making better choices for ourselves and for our relationships. Scene script. Let's look at some real-life examples to better understand the psychology behind infidelity. First, we have the case of Jane. Jane was happily married, or so she thought, until she found herself drawn to her colleague at work. Despite being in a committed relationship, Jane felt an irresistible attraction to this person. This wasn't about her not loving her partner. Rather, it was a longing for novelty, an excitement that her routine life lacked. Jane's case highlights the psychological concept of novelty-seeking behavior. In psychology, novelty-seeking is a personality trait associated with exploratory activity, where individuals seek out new, unfamiliar, or surprising situations. This is not to justify Jane's actions, but to understand that our brains are wired to seek new experiences, which can sometimes lead to risky decisions like infidelity. Next, let's consider John. John was in a loving relationship but still found himself cheating. When asked why he did it, he confessed he didn't know. John's case is an example of avoidance behavior. In psychology, avoidance behavior is an action designed to evade a threatening situation. John's infidelity was a way to escape the pressures and expectations of his relationship. Instead of confronting the issues with his partner, he found an escape route, albeit a harmful one. This case shows that sometimes infidelity can be a misguided coping mechanism for underlying issues. Now, consider the case of Emily. Emily cheated on her partner not out of boredom or to escape problems. She did it because she felt neglected and unappreciated in her relationship. Emily's case illustrates the concept of validation. In psychology, validation is the recognition and acceptance of another person's thoughts, feelings, sensations, and behaviors as understandable. Feeling unvalidated, Emily sought validation elsewhere. This case is a stark reminder of how crucial validation and appreciation are in maintaining healthy relationships. Finally, let's look at David. David had a history of multiple affairs. Despite the hurt caused, he found himself repeatedly being unfaithful. David's case is a representation of compulsive behavior. In psychology, compulsive behavior is an irresistible urge to behave in a certain way, especially against one's conscious wishes. It's a complex issue, often linked to deeper psychological problems such as obsessive-compulsive disorder or personality disorders. David's serial infidelity points towards a possible compulsive behavior issue. Each of these cases offers a glimpse into the intricate psychology behind infidelity. Jane's novelty-seeking behavior, John's avoidance behavior, Emily's quest for validation, and David's compulsive behavior are just some of the many psychological aspects that can contribute to infidelity. It's important to note that these case studies are not meant to justify or excuse cheating. Infidelity is a breach of trust that can cause significant harm to all parties involved. These cases are simply to provide a better understanding of the complex psychological factors at play. Understanding these factors can help us to better navigate relationships, facilitate open communication, and foster empathy. Remember, every case of infidelity is unique and deeply personal. The reasons behind one's decision to cheat can be multi-layered and complex, often rooted in individual psychology and relational dynamics. It's not as black and white as it seems, and it's certainly not as simple as the old adage, once a cheater, always a cheater. These cases show how complex and personal the reasons behind infidelity can be. Infidelity doesn't just affect the person being cheated on, it has a ripple effect. Let's take a moment to explore the emotional and social impact of infidelity. When we think about the person who's been cheated on, we often envision a heartbroken individual grappling with feelings of betrayal, loss, and confusion. They may question their self-worth, their attractiveness, and even their sanity as they try to make sense of what happened. The emotional toll can be immense. It's not uncommon for the betrayed party to experience symptoms akin to post-traumatic stress disorder. They may find themselves plagued by intrusive thoughts, flashbacks, and nightmares, unable to escape reminders of their partner's infidelity. The world as they knew it has been shattered, and they must grapple with the task of piecing it back together. But the emotional impact doesn't stop with the person who's been cheated on. The person who committed the act of infidelity also experiences emotional consequences. They may feel guilt, shame, and regret for their actions. They may also feel anxiety about the potential of their indiscretion being discovered and the repercussions that would follow. The cheater may also experience the turmoil of conflicting emotions. On one hand, they may feel relief or even exhilaration from their secret rendezvous. On the other hand, they may feel trapped in a web of lies, burdened by the weight of their deceit. Let's not forget about the other person involved in this triangle, the third party to the affair. They too are affected by the infidelity. They may feel guilt for participating in the betrayal, or they may feel used and discarded if the cheater decides to end the affair. The social impact of infidelity is also far-reaching. Friendships can be strained or even broken as people take sides or distance themselves from the drama. The person who's been cheated on may feel shame and embarrassment, leading them to withdraw from their social circles. Their trust in others can be shattered, affecting their ability to form new relationships. The cheater may also face social repercussions, such as damaged reputation and loss of respect among peers. If the infidelity becomes public knowledge, they may face judgment and ostracism. In cases where children are involved, the impact is even more profound. They may feel confused, hurt, and betrayed. Their sense of security can be shattered, and they may struggle with issues of trust and intimacy in their future relationships. Affairs can also have a significant impact on the family structure, leading to separation or divorce. This can result in further emotional distress for all parties involved, as well as financial strain. The impact of infidelity is far-reaching, causing emotional turmoil and social repercussions. So, as you can see, the effects of infidelity extend far beyond the initial act of betrayal. It's a ripple that continues to spread, touching lives and leaving a trail of emotional and social upheaval in its wake. While we can't prevent all instances of infidelity, understanding its psychological roots can help. This statement may sound a bit daunting, but it's vital to remember that knowledge is power. Understanding the psychology behind infidelity can be a powerful tool in prevention and intervention. Let's delve into how this understanding can be beneficial. Infidelity often stems from dissatisfaction, whether it's emotional, physical, or both. This dissatisfaction can arise from a myriad of sources such as lack of communication, loss of trust, or simply the monotony of routine. By recognizing these triggers, we can take proactive steps to mitigate the risks. Communication plays an instrumental role in maintaining a healthy relationship. It's the bridge that connects two individuals, allowing them to share their thoughts, feelings, and concerns. A breakdown in communication can lead to misunderstandings, unmet expectations, and eventually, dissatisfaction. Therefore, fostering an open and honest dialogue with your partner is essential. Discuss your needs, your dreams, your fears. Let your partner truly know you. Trust, on the other hand, is the very foundation of a relationship. It's the bedrock upon which love and respect flourish. However, trust is fragile. Once broken, it's extremely challenging to rebuild. It is crucial to always maintain honesty and transparency with your partner to avoid shattering this precious bond. Satisfaction in a relationship is not just about physical intimacy. It encompasses emotional fulfillment, shared experiences, and mutual growth. Strive to keep the spark alive, to keep exploring each other, to keep growing together. Remember, a satisfied partner is less likely to seek fulfillment elsewhere. In conclusion, infidelity is not inevitable. It's a choice, often influenced by underlying psychological factors. By understanding these factors and addressing them proactively, we can create a healthier, more fulfilling relationship environment. Understanding and addressing these psychological factors can go a long way in preventing infidelity. So let's embrace this understanding, let's communicate, let's trust, and let's strive for satisfaction. After all, prevention is better than cure. Let's summarize what we've learned about the psychology of infidelity. It's a complex, multifaceted issue that can't be boiled down to a simple explanation, but rather a blend of factors that may push an individual towards unfaithfulness. Psychologically speaking, reasons behind infidelity often revolve around dissatisfaction, neglect, or simply the thrill of novelty. It's crucial to remember that these reasons are not justifications, but understanding them can provide insights into the human psyche and its intricacies. We've delved into various case studies that have painted a vivid picture of the emotional turmoil that infidelity can bring about. It's a ripple effect that goes beyond the couple involved, impacting friends, family, and sometimes even innocent bystanders. The emotional and social consequences can be profound, leading to feelings of betrayal, shattered trust, and even psychological disorders like depression and anxiety. But it's not all doom and gloom. With understanding comes the power to prevent and intervene. We've explored strategies such as fostering open communication, building trust, and maintaining emotional intimacy. These strategies can significantly reduce the likelihood of infidelity, acting as a buffer against the potential pitfalls that may lead a person astray. Moreover, we've emphasized the importance of seeking professional help when needed. Therapists, counselors, and psychologists can provide valuable guidance, helping individuals and couples navigate the rocky terrain that infidelity often leaves in its wake. In conclusion, understanding the psychology behind infidelity is akin to holding a torch in the dark. It doesn't necessarily make the path easy, but it certainly makes it less daunting. It illuminates the way forward, helping us to tread with more caution, more understanding, and ultimately more compassion. Remember, understanding the psychology behind infidelity can help us better navigate relationships, prevent hurt, and foster trust and communication. Welcome to the digital age, where the lines between reality and virtuality are blurred, and infidelity has taken on a new form. This is what we call digital infidelity. Digital infidelity is when someone in a committed relationship engages in online interactions that cross boundaries of emotional or sexual intimacy. This could range from sharing personal secrets, to flirting, to sexting, and even to forming emotional bonds with someone else online. It's the rise of a new threat to relationships in our hyper-connected world. Unlike traditional infidelity, digital infidelity can be more ambiguous, more insidious, and because of its virtual nature, it can be easier to hide. It's a silent relationship killer, lurking in the shadows of our screens. But what's the impact of this new form of infidelity on relationships? Research suggests that it can be just as damaging, if not more so than physical infidelity. It can lead to the same feelings of betrayal, shattered trust, and emotional upheaval. The psychological implications of digital infidelity are profound. It can lead to a heightened sense of insecurity, paranoia, and can even trigger mental health issues like anxiety and depression. But remember, just as with traditional infidelity, prevention and intervention strategies can be applied in the context of digital infidelity. Open communication, setting clear boundaries about online interactions, and fostering trust are key. And as always, seeking professional help can be beneficial, especially when navigating through the complex waters of digital infidelity. In conclusion, digital infidelity, while less tangible, is a real and present threat to relationships in the digital age. Understanding it is the first step towards preventing it and protecting the integrity of our relationships. Scene 9. Surviving infidelity, steps toward healing and forgiveness. After the storm of infidelity, be it physical or digital, has passed, one question often remains: how do we survive this? It's a challenging and painful journey, but not an impossible one. The first step is acknowledging the pain and betrayal. It's important to allow yourself and your partner to feel these emotions, as painful as they may be, because it's part of the healing process. Suppressing these feelings or pretending they don't exist will only prolong the pain. The second step is seeking professional help. A therapist or counselor can provide a safe space for both parties to express their feelings, guide you through the healing process, and provide tools and strategies to rebuild trust and communicate effectively. They can also help you navigate through any mental health issues that may have arisen as a result of the infidelity. The third step is forgiveness. This doesn't mean forgetting or condoning the infidelity, but rather releasing the anger and resentment that can hold you back. It's a personal decision and it takes time, and it's perfectly okay if you're not ready yet. The final step is rebuilding trust. This is often the hardest part, as trust once broken is difficult to mend. It requires consistent effort, patience, and open communication from both parties. Remember, it's a process that takes time, and it's okay to take it one day at a time. While the road to recovery is long and challenging, healing and forgiveness are possible with time, effort, and a lot of patience. Surviving infidelity isn't about forgetting or going back to how things were before, but about building a stronger, more resilient relationship moving forward. Recognizing infidelity can be as complex as the act itself, often shrouded in secrecy and deception. However, there are some telltale signs you can look out for. Firstly, keep an eye out for drastic changes in behavior and routine. If your partner suddenly starts working late hours, takes unexpected trips, or suddenly becomes overly concerned with their appearance, these could be potential red flags. Secondly, emotional distance and a lack of intimacy can also be indicative. If you find your partner becoming more distant, less interested in spending time with you, or avoiding intimate moments, it could signal a problem. Thirdly, increased secrecy and